Hello and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time, Victoria 3 in patch 1.9.5 as Great Qing, as we're seeing how high we can get the GDP. Between the last stream and this stream, I did go ahead and check to see where our GDP is in comparison to previous runs at this point in the stream, or this point in the run. Back in 1.8.5, I did 2 runs, one where I screwed up swapping to proportional taxes too early, and one where I didn't. This run here in 1.9.5 is kind of threading the needle between the two. The first run where I swapped to proportional taxation too soon only got up to about 1.3 million. So we're there about 8 years early. But that was also the run where arguably it's, I'm bringing up we swapped to proportional taxes too soon. This run on the alternative, we're already at 1.3. We're going to still continue to go up. However, unlike the one where we swapped to proportional taxes correctly, that one we got up to about 3.7 million. And in that one, we actually basically got everyone employed. So that's kind of the pickle we're in right now, is we're having, because of the government construction, or the government buildings, especially these power plants, employ a lot less people. We're probably not making as much economic growth here, especially building these power plants. The power plants basically cost the same as they did in 1.8.7. And even though we're on the second PM, which we actually didn't go in 1.8.7, we stayed on the first PM the entire time, which was the renewable power. Even though we're on the second PM, we're not getting more, right? So we're paying 800 construction and we're getting the same amount of power. So it's not as much of a GDP boost as you might imagine being on the second PM. We're working towards compression engines. This is going to give us diesel engines for all our mines. We can swap mass production on the automotive industries. So there's the mines. It'll also give us diesel engines on the engine makers and diesel engine for the engine manufacturers. So we might try swapping to some of that. We are probably vaguely oil limited. So we'll have to be a little bit careful as we swap into them in case we don't have the demand to support that. But that's the tech we're working on. We're going to start moving time here. We're mainly working on trying to electrify everything. We just annexed the Koreans. So I suppose I can come through here and do a bunch of PM swaps. Oh, the Koreans did have some power, so we'll go ahead and take advantage of that. Swap them with telephone switchboards. Get the ports on industrial, give them some electric engines. Okay, some of the railways in Korea can't be electrified because apparently you don't have electricity there. Steel frame. Whoops. Arc weld everything. Okay. Steel frame everything and arc weld everything that can't be steel frame. Or arc weld everything. And what can't be, just steel frame it. That's basically what we're going for there. Okay. At some point we'll come back through and probably enact all of the rail. That might be something that actually also raises the GDP a bit as we make the railroads more profitable. However, when we do that, we're probably going to need more railroads, which is why we're holding off on swapping over to rail transport. It's going to be a bit hit or miss, depending upon where we're talking about. A little bit of the flip back and forth is me trying... Ooh, do I have enough motor carriages? We're going to see. So this is going to go on public trans. That's something we can go and fix later as well from a profitability standpoint. Military shipyard. That's something we're going to want to electrify at some point, but we're not going to right now. Starting out M's. That might be something we actually go and change. Because we might not need that much porcelain. Might be more cost effective. No, there's apparently enough demand for it. International demand, of course. Same sort of thing here. Oh, well, that's actually implying that it would be really worth doing for luxury clothes. Maybe, but then that's also because the clothing's worth more than the glass. Yeah. How much do I need the rubber? Yeah, this might be an argument. This will drop the rubber consumption in exchange for giving us 40 more regular clothes, the cost of 40 luxury clothes. Maybe not do that everywhere to start. See how that works. Okay, yeah, I think it is going to be worth it. Just do the whole thing, so I don't want to micro it too much. Oh, no, maybe it was worth doing some microing. Oh, no, as the trade centers drop it off, it'll work. So regular clothing's down, extra clothing's up. Some of those can balance out a little bit. And then presumably that dropped the price on rubber, but not by much. We were importing rubber, so that probably improved the GDP. Now we're up to 1.4 billion. Not really much time passing, so yeah, that was probably the right choice there. So many power plants. And then we got the lead mines queued up behind them. You want us to give you steel and cannon? Sure. Just gonna assume that's profitable. Doesn't give me the correct information there to figure that out for myself. Oh, I should also start. It's not going to complete in a lot very quickly, but we should start stating for you anyway. Because, to be fair, this is a 5-year one, so we'll actually get this complete in time. let's do another pass on admin. Oops. Like most of it done. If the government admin here wants this higher up, because I think it will. Okay, it looks like we're going to need more government admin, even more than that. So those should probably be valid to cover the tax deficit. So at this point, we probably just want to go off of optimal placement. It's about 100 bureaucracy each. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and add 10 in both these places. That'll probably us about... well, let's spread up more than 10 where the levels. So 10 here is about 2,000 bureaucracy. So, or 10 is about 1,000 bureaucracy here. So you think 2,000 bureaucracy is probably not enough to cover 3.3 thousand, but because of the economy of scale bonuses, that might be enough. And let's see if it is. There we go. Yeah, that was about enough. I suppose, do we have power in Korea? There's none there, so start some there. There's none there. This is being built, but I didn't queue it up, so let's go ahead and just grab and put a couple of those at the front as well. So we get some power going in Korea. Yeah, no. Socialist demagogue. That's just kind of reality some days. I'm guessing the private queue has decided we need some cars. Yeah. Yeah, apparently we have a demand for cars. No, I can see that the pandemic went away. Or at least it left our country. Okay, I almost worked through all those power plants. That means it's time to electrify something else. Or or at least do a review of the electrification. Ongoing electrification. Because I think I electrified the cities in the change with Korea, which probably raised electrical requirements. It does appear to have done it in some places. Okay. Yeah, electrification is going reasonably well. What to queue up after the lead? Okay. So that put a big queue going up again. These groceries wouldn't be too bad. Can't really expand the rubber. Could expand the hardwood. I don't think it's worth necessarily expanding the hardwood. We're importing a little bit, but I think that's just because there's an oversupply of hardwood in the market. World market. Could do more iron as a queue. About 10k, 30k desired iron. It's only like 40 levels of iron, but that's a decent stopgap. Okay, we'll do something like that. Oh, and of course, the government bureaucracy, it needs another expansion. At this point, oh, I'm wrong, actually. We've actually got... You can see the population growth here affecting places, raising the required taxation capacity. Look at all the taxes. And that sort of correlates to the fact our bureaucracy costs are rising as well. Okay, bureaucracy is positive. And to be fair, we got all the lead mines at this point queued up. So in some places, the lead mines are effectively going to act as a subsidy and encourage people to move there. Making more lead, and it's barely affecting the lead prices. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the West Borneo. Yeah, West Borneo is not a great place for development, I suppose. This is the place early in the run where we had literally no working adults in the state. And of course, everyone who's currently in the state has a job. And yet the place is still rebel homeland. High devastation, high turmoil, okay. Okay, so all the lead, except for the West Borneo stuff, is done. West Borneo stuff is probably never gonna finish. Well, actually, 72 is a little over a year. It'll finish eventually. It's just probably not worth waiting to finish. Okay, we'll do those. We're gonna need more than that, because this is probably about 10 levels we want. So, let's improve the economy of scale in some place, so this place is not a bad place to do that. Giving it 10 more levels. Maybe that buys a little bit more time. Good to see the standard of living rising. We're up to 15 average. And that's with 73.5 million peasants and a 250,000 unemployed. So we're a bit of a stratified society right now. Refrigerated storage, we weren't attacking. There's compressing ignition that we were. So I could take the risk that we have the oil, try to do oil fired, but I think we'll pass on that for the moment. Not sure if the world's got the oil for us to run oil-based power plants. Or minting wouldn't be bad. Okay, let's start swapping the mines over. Let's do coal and lead and gold to start. See what that does to the oil price. Okay, oil is reasonably stable at 21, so we can do that again. Do some of the buildings. One of the ones I think we do definitely want to do it too. We haven't been building them, but the private queue has, which is the automotive maker. So we're going to double the productivity here. You can see that's going to significantly raise the productivity of that building, so that's good. Unregulated automobiles. People just apparently need to adjust to the automobiles. That drove down the price for cars a lot. Got a surplus. No, we still have a shortage of about 3K, so... the worldwide market is starting to buy our cars simply because cars are apparently... we're the leading producer of cars, most likely, so that doesn't surprise me. Check the oil prices, and then we'll do... 1 week, check the oil prices, and then we'll go ahead and swap over some more of the mines. Okay, we'll do sulfur next. Give it a week, and then do iron. Week or two and give it iron. Okay, oil does appear to be stable enough. We'll do the iron as well. So oil's the most expensive one, but that's fine. And you can see already the effect of swapping on to the mine improvements. We're jumped almost like 2 billion, I think, in a couple weeks. 0.2 billion, so about 200 million. International exchange. Do the company charter for the max number of companies. Grab one new company or something. More mappy down there is nice. Government dividends is nice. Lots of vaguely nice things here in this tree. Yeah. Alright, let's grab the U. We might then do U to get the last of the university techs to help with the spreading. That's another thing we could do, is we could use oil on you. 18,000 oils. Well. Could be tight. I would definitely encourage a bunch more import of oil, if it exists in the market. But it also cause an oil price drop, I suppose. Or, no, electricity price drop. You know what? Sure, we'll try. Swap you over. Give it a... Oops, a little bit more than expected. And then we get a little bit more off the market, so everything's fine. Okay. So engines are down. What I'm going to do to raise GDP, we are already doing unemployment benefits. So this is just going to put more people on unemployment. So we're going to swap over to steam donkeys to consume some engines. Which was barely dropping the engines. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take another risk. I'm gonna go ahead and just start electrifying things like brine electrolysis, and then we'll do a reevaluation on electrical usage. Let's do everything. Everything that can, at least. This place didn't swap. Okay. Now, if we had more oil, we could do diesel engines as well. We gotta give some time for the oil imports to rise. So that's something we could queue up. There's definitely demand for oil, so... Domestic oil? North Borneo can be done pretty easily. Coruscant... Get a little bit of an oil boom going. All these places are taking penalties, which is slowing them down. But I think the oil will be worth it. Even paying like double construction cost for it, I think the oil will be worth it. From a GDP standpoint, so we'll just eat it. Yeah, we definitely have more use for automobiles. Decently profitable. We even have some decent exports. 300-something automobiles being exported at plus 50% price, yeah. Okay, there's some of the oil coming online. Get a little bit more next month. And a little bit more the month after next. Okay, and then what we'll do, now that oil's in the queue, actually, we'll use it as the next stop over after we get through the power plants on the iron mines here. So we got 50 iron mines at the end, so when this drops to like plus 50, we'll go ahead and reevaluate electrical power. In the meantime, I apparently need more bureaucracy. Some of our fastest growing states need more government. Yeah, it's not surprising that the unemployment rose from swapping over to steam donkeys everywhere. Engines were pretty cheap, so I think that was a net benefit to the economy, even though it put a lot of people on the unemployment rolls. Poor huddled masses, which is we just got set as the target for a migration event. 30%. We can probably go ahead and diesel the railways up. Okay. Probably a lot of Korea has a power shortage, but swap everything over. Same with shipyards, steel maker, textile maker. Russia's coming for us, okay. Both France and America are leaning towards helping us. We are going to mobilize everything in defense. Oh, I suppose apparently we have upgrades to do with the army. Do you have those upgrades? Yeah, part of this I might have accidentally baited the Russians into a war. Because the Russians are probably using my current army strength, not my former armor strength. And there's a lot of stuff that isn't upgraded. That they would probably account for was... Mass mobilization. Deep bourgeoisie, well no, click army guy. Fleet here. Another army guy. Don't know how I feel about the multiple guys in the army being ethno-nationalists, but they are. Okay, we're far enough through the process, we can go ahead and call in our friends. Great Britain was willing to come around before we brought other people in. I guess they just don't want to be on the same side of war with France or America, one of the two. How much aggressive expansion would it be to take Baku? Do I have a declared interest I can get in the zone? Sure. Okay, Kaka's interest is up, so we should now be able to ask for Baku. May have needed to be in up before the war started. There we go. Baku is an option. 15 or 15 infamy. That's not too bad. Ask for Baku as well. We'll upgrade the fleet as well. From monitors to torpedo boats. We'll upgrade their attack. Yes, and we're at war and we're making lots of money. There we go. Russia backs down. Mightier than the sword. We don't get Baku because I back down, but that's fine. Okay, so I think it is a good time here to go ahead and reevaluate the power grid. Okay. Okay. So, not a lot of electrification apparently needed after the last one. That makes sense because we already hit most of the main targets. And we started to de-electrify some industries by swapping them over to oil. So assuming we can continue to maintain oil supply, that will probably continue to be the case. Okay. So that's all the electricity. So it's the same thing we want to do with transport. Is it really 40? Is that in front? That's a 4-on-1. That's a 4-on-1. That's what's going on. Okay. So it's still like 4 there. 1, 2 there. 1. We'll do 2 there as well. Okay, and apparently we're just oversupplying transport. That's fair. Plenty of places have extra. Well, actually, we haven't started doing transport yet. That's why. We haven't done the labor saving stuff for the transport yet. Then what was the next thing I was going to build? Oh yeah, more oil. Keep up the last 40 of those. Okay, so 40 more oil wells. When this number gets back down to 40 again, we'll look into labor saving via rail, so we can do much more rail expansion. I might also look into... Well, no, we'd probably want to be looking into reducing taxes. Around government buildings, since we're thinking of the bureaucracy again. No, and we can see the private queues decided I need more cars, which is probably true. We'll probably need more cars. Okay, so we got about between double and that. Okay, so that means I'm probably at the point where we can sneak down here, swap over to you. Yeah. Now, granted, that's gone ahead and dropped the engine price again, but we're exporting engines, so apparently our engine stockpile is pretty stable. Engine consumption is pretty stable, even with that change. Looks like we may break 2 billion before we run out of time here. Definitely don't think we're going to get back up to the 3.7 we did at 1.9.7. Or 1.8.7. We're in 1.9.5. There's definitely things I could do differently on the next run to see if we can get it go quicker. One is I think I overcommitted to trade early on. Which right now is paying off because we're not having to worry so much about resource shortages. But the resources early game are also a very good source of GDP. So there's a little bit of a trade-off there. I don't really want film. We will go to a second on analysis. because it's prerequisite for analytical philosophy. So we'll probably do this. When this is done, this will probably have spread, and we'll do just drop into philosophy. And we'll come along and do some of the tier 5s in here reasonably good. Government dividends, market access price, infrastructure from automobile use, which is not bad. And we got another company. Okay, so this one hasn't reliably turned on, but these ones are on, which are nice. With how many cars we need, maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'm not really worried about formation speed. Power plant throughput might be... Well, power plant throughput would be more tempting early, I think. It's also not very good telling from here which would be profitable. The birth rate would have made... Well, actually, we don't really handle the unemployment, so we don't really want more people. Wages or state religion pops? Okay, that's... Don't think that's actually good. That's funny, but I don't think that's good. Because somebody still has to pay those wages. I assume it's not just free 20% wages. You know, we'll probably want more cars. We'll go ahead and build this one. Take this one. Go buy bullet car things. And we will be nice enough to give it trading rights, because I don't have the DLC. So it's trading rights, or trading rights for the company charters. We'll give it some trading rights. Does it need it? No. Something causes the profitability of the country to go down. So that might be... We just put a new company in? Might be the new company buying stuff. No, plus our GDP went down a little bit, so something I did is not GDP friendly recently. Again, in a way, we're kind of still waiting for, once the monarch dies, industrialists will come in. We can use that for a bunch of reforms. Reform wave. We try to do some sort of swing off where we get over to proportional for more taxes. So much money being left on the table because we don't have good percentile taxes, yeah. Now, granted, we might, in theory, translate to lower taxes and not actually collect all the taxes, but... Bureaucracy's paused again, little by little, apparently. Oh, we'll take assimilation, education access, but... Bolt action. We probably have the oil for that, because we're importing enough oil. Yeah. Don't really, you know, need the guns, but that's a different problem. Okay. That, I think we're in a good place to contemplate the next labor-saving PM / way to... Less so the labor-saving, but also way to generate revenue off of the government buildings. Right? We've got a lot of railroads. Swapping over to rail transportation, in a lot of cases, is just profitable. So swap over there, and then we'll just sort the transportation out. And this is going to make the unemployment worse, but we're so close to the end of the game at this point that as long as like the economy doesn't completely fall apart, we're not worried about running out of money on the welfare subsidies. Okay. About a week cycle. And then we can come look at the demand for transport. Should have just shot up a lot in a lot of places. I say in the places where it's over over 500. Okay. Well, in some places that's still a lot. It's basically tripled there, for example. Now, I suppose some of the transport needs is being taken by the fact I am subsidizing the urban centers. Those produce transport. Okay. And again, we're probably mostly done with electrification. In fact, what I will do is we will check up on once all this invisible stuff is done. But let's... Where's my power plants? There's my power plants. We'll set automatic expansion on those. So if there is places where there's profitable ones, profitable and fully hired ones, it will go ahead and put new ones in the queue. But I don't think we need to micro it as much going forward. Yeah, we got some potential demand for iron. Coffee and sugar wouldn't be... Granted, I'm not sure we have any great sugar plantations. Locations. Apparently we're dependent on tea imports as China. The vagaries of international trade. And we're net exporters to guns and ammo. Surprisingly not artillery. But... Oh, and I guess the... I was about to go, Except for surprising dependence of fabric on the global market, but that's also probably because fabric's just probably cheap. Yeah, and you can see the fastest growing states are big enough they do still need more government admin. Just to handle the increasing tax burden of those states. Oh, merchant marine's quite expensive. That might be something to build. So what is the docks up to in making merchant marine? 20 each? So we could build about 100 docks. 110 docks. Domestic, of course. Don't build them abroad in America. Sort by unemployed, please. Gotta get the unemployed employed. Okay, that's probably enough. Let's get added to queue and built. Oh, that's cool. So the private queue has finally managed to catch up with the severe demand for cars. The severe demand for cars. Still managing to export 5.5 thousand cars to the world market at zero price. Zero market offset price. So, yeah. Cars. Very valuable, very productive. And that's with that oil price. Oh, we've got full construction assigned to a port. Port costs 10 weeks worth of construction. Okay. Okay, looking at the time, I'm going to go ahead and put a part break in here. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be one more part up tomorrow. Well, there will be a part up tomorrow. We'll see. We've only got 2 years left in it, so I'll probably do what's left of the run in the next part and do a short after-action sort of review of what I think went well and what didn't go well in the next one. So if you're watching on YouTube, again, you can expect the report up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break where I mute the mic, sip about half my cup of tea, and then we'll get back to finish off this run. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.